They're quite a tactical team, but we've seen earlier today that it hasn't been firing on that level, right? So I was talking to Krimbo. He said he had a good bit of practice coming into this map. We should expect something a little different than what we've seen before. And we'll see how the new guy, Hype, steps in here on Nuke. Quite a push down into a secret already. A lot of forces running down to the lower bomb site. hallzerk at the front with the P250 and Fang alongside of him.
Yeah, he's going to be getting a lot of information. That P250, though, is going to have to be utilized at range. Floppy down the ramp, and it's Krimbo. You spoke his name. He is the first to fill the feed. A quick tap, one to the back. Keto good for the second. It's Grim that keeps things, albeit a little interesting. They have ramp if they can. Ooh, fight off JT. Gets awkward now.
Yeah, Fang. Oh, that's lovely. Another from the P250. Fang sinks his teeth in, but the bomb dropped out in the open. Hype left fighting for it. This is a 1v3 turned 1-on-1 now after that blinder connects. Fang's just been deleted and hyped. One man still to beat, but he can't get past JT.
Oh, they can thank Fang and JT for that one. After all the heroics from Hype, just couldn't get the third across the line. Yeah, I mean, they had the advantage coming into the whole of those exchanges. JT as well, valiant to win that duel in that 1v1. It could have got very spicy very quickly for our second map.
Yeah, I'm excited about this dynamic, guys. I guess we got 3 play-by-play.
It's going to be kind of exciting, isn't it?
All 3 play-by-play. Let's go USP round. I don't think much is going to be happening here.
But we can have some fun with it regardless, right? Because hallzerk has been having a lot of fun. He's actually gone back to native res. Did you know that?
Oh, really? What's
going on? You have like a career high performance and you go, right, that was great. Let's
time to change the res.
Peripheral, res.
Dude, the more I'm learning about him, the more it's like, he's just like me for real, bro. Like,
it's kind of insane.
He is
like, you're playing fine, nothing's wrong, you're actually playing great, and then you go, I think it's time I change everything I once knew.
Why not? You know, I mean, like, he just saw a mullet on TikTok and decided he wanted a mullet. He saw his teammates on native, decided he wanted to go native. I can't fault it.
How long have you been wanting to go for a mullet, Harry?
I've wanted one for a while. It's just a matter of growing the hair out, because I shaved it all off when I was having a moment of crisis a couple of years ago. So, yeah, you know, mental health pending, that happening again. I'm en route to get one. I reckon 2023, 2024 completion date.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I just sheared all of mine off, so I guess my mullet journey starts from scratch.
Yeah. But it's very refreshing, man. I'll say this to anyone who has a lot of hair, right? Just shave it all off. It's fun.
But it's a, you know, it's the standard cyclical overcorrection. Like what did all of the cool kids used to do? Shear their sides. What do all the cool kids want to do now? Is grow out their sides. And, you know,
and shave the top.
Yeah, we used to just fade out the back and sides. Now you need to grow them out. Because that's what's cool. The opposite is cool now.
Yeah, I'm scared to shave my head. I think I might have like a moon head.
I think
have, like,
you should.
Craters and everything in here.
You should get some denim fitted to your scalp, right?
Ah, okay.
Because that could be like the next big fashion move, right? Like jeans for hair.
Yeah.
Just like replace the skin entirely with denim.
Like a graph.
Yeah.
Okay.
That could be kind of dope, right?
You know what? It's your idea, Harry. I don't want to steal it away from you.
Yeah, I'll let you go first, man. Yeah, you can do that first.
No, because I have red hair, man, and red and blue. Those are 2 colors on opposite ends of the spectrum.
Both primary colors as well, I believe.
Yeah, they could very well be. Yeah, that sounds about right, Alex. I think you've nailed it. And when mixed together, of course, purple is the color that they make. So we're into this 3rd round now.
And you're watching on one of many streaming platforms. As we get underway with round 3. Bomb towards the ramp side, flashes towards the top site, and Floppy descending that ladder. It's Fang, though, meets Krimbo and just unloading his mag for the full first. hallzerk trades, they maintain. And now rocking and rolling in ramp. Faven's already early rotated. Still 2 kind of housekeeping yard and cautious of hell. But it seems like there's a lot of conviction behind this Dinko. They are already heading into that lower side with 70 seconds to spare. Window smoked. Faven, funny business ahoy.
He's trying to find a gap in the smoke, but there just isn't one to play with right now for Faven. His teammates will start to come through in Complexity to get that bomb down pretty quickly. Now 4v4 post-plant position. Complexity set themselves up in really good spots.
Oh, Floppy should be set for this frag onto Faven. No one else needs to move. Grim responsible.
He's getting spammed.
Makes things very awkward now. tabseN has taken down floppy, and the House of Cards could be following now. Easy find for Grim.
Yeah, it's just such a good setup still here in this T-side post plan. It's just really hard to see how Big would ever get back into this. They need to just get out together, but the smoke holds the control room player in, and they have to concede. They have to let this one slide. Complexity off to a 3-0 lead on Nuke.
T start as well. Like they got to start CT on Ancient and T on Nuke. Probably no complaints from the department.
Yeah, I mean, dude, this is a super sick matchup, right? Like, for Complexity, obviously, after Katowice, it was like a really kind of mixed feeling, I would say, because we all saw them playing some great CS. You saw hallzerk having a great tournament, and in spite of all of that, it still wasn't enough for them to make this run into the playoffs, right? So it was like bittersweet. The idea that they might be continuing that form is super sick, and if a big part of that form is, you know, Grim keeping up appearances, guys like Fang starting to move back into, you know, similar stat lines to what we were getting in like prime extra salt. Fang is a very, very promising sign. And then on the other side, it's Big with obviously changes ever since CSGO left. I also think the reason why the Big changes are so cool is that Big do academy teams right. You know, there's a couple of orgs that really nail it down. Mouse is like another obvious one. But Big do it right, man. They would always have those guys playing in the Big like house. They would all be together. So they're used to this like studio environment. These guys on the Big side of things who've come up from that, you know, academy squad. tabseN could be about to ruin the round. floppy regains a bit of control. They don't know about faveN, but he's only going to nail one. It's left in this 1v1 now. floppy versus Hyped.
He has a smoke, doesn't choose to utilize it. He'll go for the immediate plant. Hyped with his eye to the scope is going to be potentially able to punish on this jiggle.
He's seen the barrel, surely.
Yep. Dinko, he knows.
He locked him in. Hyped has to come into the crosshair, and floppy nails the headshot. 4 rounds for Complexity. No issues really in the end, even though tabseN scared us a little bit.
Well, yeah, more than a little bit. That definitely had multiple ways in which that could have gone wrong. faveN had a chance. He didn't choose to strike into that wide-swinging player towards Silo, and therefore what was perhaps could have been 2. Only the 1. Smoke from tabseN, you get to see this. He's been throwing that one. I think that's actually where it's destined for. And you can peek over top CT blue.
One of the things that's so funny to me is how Big has become this amalgamation of their actual academy team and their unofficial academy team, which for the longest time was Sprout, obviously. That's where keto and faveN both come from. Fast out into A, but floppy on the receiving end of that. Hyped moves in on the rotate, and that is a lovely flick out of the AWP. They've dealt with this attempt at the fast upper A play. This is something that Complexity do like to throw in, right? They do like this, just kind of one of these fast set piece rounds with the util into the A play, something to try and disrupt the pace, to keep Big off guard, to get that early utility out. And so actually, you know, getting a kind of leash back on this round, getting a bit of respect in one of these fast A plays is nice for Big in terms of, you know, slowing Complexity down, forcing them to look for other avenues. I think what would have been terrifying here is if Cole get away with this round, the precedent that sets, right? This idea of we're going to have a couple more of those A plays before all is said and done. I still think you're going to get 2 or 3, but I don't imagine Cole are going to layer on as thick as they often do because it hasn't gone successfully the first time they've really kind of attempted to nail that down in the rifle round.
Something that was really outlined to me and was super interesting was when I was casting with Hooksy. We were casting on Nuke. And he was talking about the new Molo. You just saw tabseN throwing it there. The deep Molotov you can throw towards the yard side, T-side yard boxes, just over here. You can see where it was burning. And the reason that that's so interesting is that by throwing it, they either have to run through it and have half health for their cross to secret, or by the time that they have waited out the Molotov, the smokes are fading and you have to make noise as you cross secret. Just a nice, interesting tidbit that you'll be seeing more and more teams throw. It's become very vogue. Almost every team now is throwing the fast incendiary in order to either slow or tag up that cross and force them to go loud as they do have the fleeting smokes. If they're throwing the spawn smokes, that is. Knowing Big Clan, they've got 12 different variations.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's absolutely true. But we did see on Ancient, actually, their map pick, their T-side, they missed so many of those smokes. It's kind of strange to see. And I mean, I was talking to Krimbo about it. You know, how does it feel with CSGO leaving? You know, how did that make you feel as a team? And they admitted, you know, we were pretty down, we were pretty confused about what the future looked like. But, you know, linking up with Hype, bringing him in, I'm expecting it to be rocky for a while, but I'm happy that Big have this because they've needed a stable roster for a long time. All of last year could have been good, but just inconsistent, and Hype's going to open things up with a kill on Floppy. Now it's a quick call for Complexity to try and rattle the cage of Krimbo, and well, he is a beast, and he will at least manage one and nearly a second until he's finally overwhelmed.
Yeah, they are in trouble. They're in trouble right now, Dinko. Hyped already rotating through. Look at the proactivity on this young gun. He's got decon open, ramp is closed. And he's got that dead to rights. Anyone dares brave the jiggle. hallzerk might consider it. He's lining up some util now, trying to break the glass and posture for a low side take, but Hype can call it smoke and mirrors. And JT, his toes betray him, sticking out a nice angle from Faven, and he knows he's working with the info. Ramp occupied, and therefore he can slink straight back into this tight line on lobby. It's a very hard clear for Grim. This should be his frag any day of the week. Clean and so Big Clan ascending to their second. Seems like a guarantee. hallzerk does make it hurt.
Oh, yeah. That was a lovely second kill. Maybe he gets a third even here on Keto.
Oh, not with 5 HP. He'd have to hit the perfect pre-fire. Yeah, he's got him. He's got him. I believe. I believe. Oh, hallzerk. He's done a lot with a little. 5 HP. Good grief. Okay, I mean, there shouldn't be anything more to say about this. One tabseN and Hyped already feeling a bit embarrassed that it's got this far. And with 25 seconds left, he will scoop up the bomb. And I suppose he's got a 1v1. tabseN...
If he plants on the safe side of the silo, he might get away with a bomb plant at least. But if he goes to heaven side, tabseN should lock this in. Smoke is good. Clever. He's actually, this is the only position he really gets away with this. And now he can separate them into 1v1 fights. hallzerk's looking for heaven. He's wrapped around again. hallzerk has got himself in such a good spot, but that smoke won't last forever. Eventually it will fade away, and they've got eyes set on him as they come together, and they will remove hallzerk and prevent a heroic clutch.
Yeah, it would have been ridiculous. Unforgivable. I think it would be more framed towards the Big Clan boys if they conceded that one. A 5 HP 1v4. Asking a lot of your Norwegian, but we do get it all the same. Locked and loaded with a second on their CT side. Gonna need more of that. Finances for Complexity, a little bit volatile.
Great.
Got a high end 4.1, low end 2.7. And this is where it all started. So Grim goes down, hallzerk's got 5 HP, and he does manage to take a chunk out of them, but Grim not happy with that death.
Not at all. Now Complexity having to take a timeout. They want to make sure that they continue this strong start. They don't want to let it slip. And as you were pointing out, the money situation does raise a couple more questions as to how you're going to approach this. No one investing just yet.
Decisions to be made. They did take a timeout for that exact conversation, and you can see over on the B stream, Heroic, they've gotten a little quieter. I suppose it's starting to feel like business as usual after that first map domination, but it seems the Movistar Riders are having no fun. Zero fun.
Zero fun allowed for the Movistar Riders. Just last week, the people were asking about Movistar Riders' run. Last week, they won their first best of 3 since November 2022. So
that is damning.
Yeah, I think they have like a 3-21 record since Sampaio left coming into last week.
He must feel like he has straight up just demolished that squad. Not his own fault.
And he did actually at that tournament too. He played them head-to-head twice and stomped on them.
But Sampaio, yeah, he went to greener pastures.
Speaking of greener pastures, how are you feeling, Harry?
I'm feeling good, yeah, man.
Feeling fine. Divine.
Kind of a loaded throw on that one, it feels like. But yeah, I'm good.
You've been getting some fresh air as of late. Went for a walk today by the coast.
We did go for that lovely little walk, and you're going to show me around Malta.
I am.
Which is exciting.
There's a lot of sights and sounds.
Ooh.
Now, tabseN's going to have a lot on his screen.
Yeah,
all of them brute forcing it with no smoke required.
That's crazy. I can't believe they all get down. Now, this is still known about by Big, right? Hyped. That's a nice kill onto Fang. Only sees heads, knocks one out of the round, and we're into this 4v4, but Big have responded. They've dropped a lot of bodies down towards lower. They start to change their mind on this. They're actually pulling more players up the ramp now out of this lower side of the map. So Hyped is actually here alone, and the timing on that is brutal. Grim gets out, bomb now planted, and Complexity left a man up.
He just looked away, Harry, and it does condemn his team to a lost round. Still Floppy outside, looking for a weapon upgrade if he can rustle one up. 3 bodies down, and yeah, there should be plenty to be scavenged away if he can get down those vents. tabseN to hold on to what he can. Keto the same, just 2 M4s for Big Clan to boast after conceding a 5th. Cole going to be very happy with that one. There's Floppy scooping up a goodie. You would like something a bit better than a Galil, but I'm afraid that's all you'll get, young man. Ah, no, told a lie. Handed one in the closing stages. They should get a nice safe exit here. Chad Birchall would be shaking his fist at the cloud now, as 3 people saved within the proximity of the site.
It's kind of ridiculous, but you know, they come in, they call the timeout ahead of that round. It works out really well, clearly. 5-2 now for Complexity. And I thought this was going to be a much more competitive game than the one we've seen so far. I think pretty much everybody would be on that thought process. But Complexity have come in looking really strong. And Fang was saying ahead of this game that if they pick this up, Complexity feel like this is going to be the confidence they need to go on and actually make something happen. Because Harry, you were bringing up the point earlier, they get to the edge, they get right there before they break ground and make something happen. But so often they just fall. But this could be the first time.
Yeah, you know, I think that the Katowice results are kind of left in this very unique spot, right, where it either becomes the foundation that the Complexity upturn was built upon, or it was like a little flash in the pan that we all forget about, right? And it's nice to see them looking like this to kind of set this idea in our minds that, yeah, you know, Katowice was us on the upswing, but we're still moving up, we're still getting better, and I think, you know, if they do pick up a pretty clean opener here versus Big, that is going to do worlds for their confidence. tabseN challenging over towards Hell with that swing. It's a nice way to open this round up. Fang knocked out of it. JT with a reply. k1to dead. Into the site he goes, a little further ahead than the rest of the team, and it's left him in a bit of a weird way.
And they're coming out of the door now, just running out straight into the AWP. Hype gets a quick one, a second picked up from the CT vent, and now hallzerk left in the clutch. His first of the 1v3 collected already, and 2 more left.
Oh, he's not ready.
Bloody hell. With it. I started to believe something was going to happen there.
Ooh, close to a little bit of an awkward one for tabseN there. hallzerk able to get his weapon out, doesn't quite get the bullet out of the chamber.
Yep.
But yeah, this was lovely proactivity from tabseN. The fact that he goes wide when he knows ramp is about to get swarmed, and yeah, look, Fang's in disbelief. How has he managed to isolate me? I'm the one that's ahead of the pack. I'm tucking in.
He peeked on a crazy timing because there was a flash as well, and he like peeked with the flash, knowing he was going to get blind. He just had like full faith in himself to get one first, and that's why Fang was so frustrated. He had his back turned. He was playing anti-flash. No one should have been peeking in that moment that tabseN swung out.
Well, the outside smokes have come in for Complexity already. A lot of smokes thrown towards this position, and they try and cross, and eventually tabseN will find the first kill again. He's been a thorn in their side, and that nade is going to dump on Grim and hallzerk.
Yeah, like he's not only got 100 damage from that first kill, but also another 100 from the HE. So doing very well for himself, tabseN. Disadvantage now as they set up the boost. No one's home yet, but 2 have rotated down already. Krimbo and Hyped find themselves on the site. And they're being so diligent, but it's a more passive hold. This will only be rotting the clock. And the bomb's with them.
They're just going to start slinking their way down towards Decon. Krimbo, he's not going to stand up in the rafters because they've shown that they just spam away, get you out of that position. Now he's got a different angle. The door swings wide open and Fang gets caught again. Krimbo does damage onto the second and drops down. Now because of the smoke, they've lost him. They have no idea where Krimbo has gone, and he's coming around the backside. His teammates coming with him too, and Grim actually checks it, is able to pick up the kill, but it's k1to.
Yeah, in trouble. Very, very bad hot water for Grim as he does accelerate into an attempt, but it's tabseN who will round it all out with a triple. Double spray from the M4, and 3 in total will close this gap to just a single round separating the 2. I see you've been lining something up over there, Harry. What are you cooking up in your lab?
I'm waiting. I'm waiting until we have enough time to bring this out.
Well,
but
there's something exciting.
I wanted to just show the folks at home because you spoke about that molly earlier. So I just wanted to show a little lineup that you can use to throw that. So we'll bring that up in the show a little bit later on.
And from a main player himself.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
that is very true.
Who better to give this one tip? This is the one bit of util I know.
Oh, okay, this is going to end very quickly. JT jumps actually directly in front of an adversary. One of them with the bomb. Maybe Fang can win this Glock duel. Maybe not. And so we will very quickly tie things up. All those extra AKs going to be doing wonders for the CT side. And so are the individuals. We said we could have eyes on Hyped. Already up to the double digits. He's been delivering on in buckets and spades with that AWP. And Complexity has been somewhat of a quiet last, well, I was going to say 3 rounds, but it's even more than that when you look at it. 5 of the last 6 go in the way of the defense. Big Clan closed that gap. Let's see if they can take the lead. Complexity's picked for a reason. Faven's got his lineup set. That will flush Fang out, force the cancel. Oh, more than flush. It's a double. Straight down the Swanee goes Big Clan. Faven and Hyped eat lead, and now already they can just slow things down.
Yeah, it's hard to see the path back here for Big. You can't just sit back. You just can't let them come towards you. So a little bit of a different move coming in from tabseN and Krimbo.
Yeah, this has got grounds for some death.
Oh, he's pulled it back, and they're not ready for Krimbo. They're not ready for the other player to be there, and he's got away with it. Floppy goes away, and somehow Big have turned this back.
Oh, that's so awkward for Cole. You can see they were like caught between two minds. Do we try and chase that? Do we try and trade it? Or do we just group up and in towards A they go? Keto here, waiting on top of the heart, and that second man rotates over. Krimbo and Keto. Daylight robbery along with tabseN in that round.
That's a tilting round to lose. If you're Complexity, you put yourself in such a good position. You get the first 2 kills with no trade potential, and then suddenly just one move in ramp, you get caught in position. Some aggression from tabseN. Sure, he gets a little bit of a lucky lineup, but that is such a frustrating round to lose for Complexity.
Yeah, it's going to get under your skin, especially considering what it's done to the finances. This was a must-win. And after finding the first 2, you'd think it's set in stone. tabseN, though, timing that little poke of aggression towards the lobby, very strong, and they're going to be happy with that. The German squad now ascending to 6, and that's 4 consecutive.
Yeah, they've got the outside smokes in again. tabseN's more than content to just spam at them with that A1S. JT will make it down, which maybe makes this more interesting, especially now that Fang and his Deagle ring out with a kill outside. They don't really know that JT's made it all the way down secret. Krimbo at ramp could get caught on an island. Oh, man! hallzerk just got deleted. And Hyped is still left standing out in the yard to keep that under check. Grim's caught with nades out. This was once looking like it could have got exciting for Complexity. Maybe it still could.
JT's landed some bangers in this game so far. Let's see if he's got any more, but should not be getting out of hand here. Grim gets caught towards ramp. Now there's just too many players around JT. The best he can hope for is just one Deagle shot to land, and it's not going to. Keto comes in and closes it, but Krimbo, yeah, some lovely shots to deal with that pistol threat, and now a timeout ahead of Complexity's buy.
We have a timeout. I can show you the nade, right?
It's time.
So here's a little way that you can throw this outside molly on Nuke. If we could bring my screen up, right? Look, so this is what you were talking about. You line it up with this third wire, right? You give it a little run forward, and then you. Oh wait, no, you jump. You don't jump. You don't
All
jump.
Right, check the wall. So you get up against this wall.
I pushed the wrong button. Back wall. Line up against the back wall. You run, you throw, and then that sails on over. And then look, you've mollied the yard, and you've stopped them from it. They either have to go through it, or they have to slow right down, and that gives you a lot more room to take outside. So that's the molly you were talking about, Alex.
The extra bonus is if they are going fast, you hear that extinguish. Obviously, 5D chess can take place, but they will extinguish that if they are going behind that wall, or just weather it or wait it. So interesting to see the multiple facets by which information is found.
Chad's keybinds are weird, man. That's I just pushed around a button. I start jumping around. All right, here we are.
Ooh, fast towards the secret cross. They're going for an aggressive yard lean, leaving Hyped. Trying to glance over towards the silo early.
Yeah, that's what that molly's good at, right? They threw it in that round there, and it allowed us for that secret cross. It slows down the lower peak. You only have to worry about silo. They played a second guy outside to watch for that silo peak, and so that cross to secret was way lower risk than normal for Big, and so now Faven's set up there nice and early.
Well, Complexity have thrown the outside smoke exec, but no one's outside with it right now. It's going to be this top hit. And the Molotovs come in.
Quick. Yeah, they're burnt down. A lot of damage inflicted onto Fang. Gathered towards this lobby area. Keto, though, has so much help.
Oh, they cancelled it.
And a full cancel.
Back to ramp they go.
Stampeding towards the AWP. Krimbo equipped with it. Should be good for the first. Easy find.
Yeah, I thought he was about to re-peek there. That would have been mental, but he does get away. He does get back up to heaven. And Complexity, a difficult round ahead of them here. They have tried 3 different attacks. They've thrown the outside smoke, so you don't have that available anymore. You've got one Molotov. The top side hit didn't work. Your ramp hit didn't work. Now they're back in lobby again, and perhaps back to the drawing board, trying to figure out what is even possible for this round. They've just got to walk contact into the A site. A smoke's just come down towards Squeaky Door, and Keto flashes, realizing this is probably their only move available. Krimbo has rotated to the site. It's worked out very well. There's even a player in the vent to stop that bomb plant opportunity. So that's 8 rounds for Big. They're outplaying Complexity right now.
Yeah, I think that's the word I would have used as well. Outplaying just the rotations of the game. They're not really throwing any of these gimmies away.
Full Tech-9's coming in here for Complexity in the next round. You would assume they're just trying to keep it conservative right towards the last round of this first half, but this T side started really strong. It's just fizzled out though. Big have warmed up into it.
Yeah, but this is a kind of round where you can see Cole taking a 6th. You just got to use pace and something off the strat pages. You can see they're dropping smokes, nading the door. So they're posturing for something quick. And Floppy trying to get himself out into trouble, and it's already good for Big. Keto finds himself the double on the X-Sec, and it's only 1 left already as the bodies litter the battlefield. There's only JT. Tech-9 and a dream, poor soul.
Well, he did create a bit of a whirlwind inside of the site, but Big just controlled it.
Yeah, dude, this is really impressive that they've been able to repel these A takes. Like, this is normally how Complexity will squeak a couple of T-side rounds on the board. You know, and every single time we've done it, we're always left crediting Big as opposed to talking about, you know, what's hitting right for Complexity there. They're doing a very, very good job of canceling out some of this util, not being in positions that's super vulnerable to the util set that Cole are throwing. Like, that round, they didn't have a guy on top of hut. They had a top rafters player instead. They had a guy behind the site who was actually playing like anti-flash to the skylights flashes that rain in. Really, really nice little A setup out of Big. And it's leaving Complexity feeling a little lost here because, you know, they're going for these up-tempo A rounds. They're getting locked out. They go for something a little more drawn out where maybe they try to take the yard, and Hype's been wrecking them over towards this end of the map. It's feeling like the map is very, very small and that you can't really make a dent anywhere right now if you're Complexity. And I mean, just think about how this game started, right? It was looking really, really good for them. They had a chance to put up a great T-side. Now, best they're hoping for is 6 rounds, and even that feels inobtainable with how these last few rounds have gone. The double AWPs come out for Big, and since it has, it's gotten even worse for Complexity. They try to walk on a Hype back in the garage, and he won't let them in. Not parting ways with this outside control is the new look AWP.
He's been sick so far. He's been really impressive in this game. I mean,
oh, he even avoids the flash.
Oh, he's just dominating. And they set that piece up to try and isolate the AWPer. They had those smokes out, those close main smokes, and JT walked into them, tried to creep up on the AWPer, but he just positioned himself so perfectly to deal with it. And now puts Grim in a really uncomfortable position. And what a way to round out the half. 4 kills coming in for the new German AWPer. We'll see if Big can pick up their first map win in the series after this.
Mine's heavy, give me space. Pine's ready, let me blaze. Spend money, what a waste. Time's money, money pays. You ain't ready for the 8th. She ain't ready for the 8th. He be riding on the wave. I ain't got a lot to say. Mine's heavy, give me space. Pine's ready, let me blaze. Spend money, what a waste. Time's money, money pays. You ain't ready for the 8th. She ain't ready for the 8th. Fake clothes, same watch, fake crepe, same fucks, fake squad, same lots, but flop ain't what I'm on. Aim up, don't stop, we beat leveling. Proceeds increase heavily. Don't need this man's energy. I be the one, beat the one. I don't make a song to make a song, and the vibe is right. The mic will let me onto the signs. I light a bite and spit the strong in the line that pick me first before I'm gone. I ain't straight, sicker with the wordplay. Syllable spin, I don't fidget when I burst straight. Minimal talk when I work late. Fuck what you think by my work rate. Celebrate wins like a birthday. This is 3-6, got a mean list of the tracks. You man busy sleeping when I brainstorm as a plan. Linked handy on the underground, I don't even have to ask. Miss laughing with my brother now, I ain't talking about Dan. Catch up when he lands, snapshot with a fan. KL did a madness, back soon going ham. Come see how we ride out, short change but we smile proud. Been blazed for a while now, stay ready for the jam. He be riding on the wave, I ain't got a lot to say. Mine's heavy, give me space. Pines ready, let me blaze. Spend money, what a waste. Times money, money pays. You ain't ready for the 8th, she ain't ready for the 8th. He be riding on the wave, I ain't got a lot to say. Mine's heavy, give me space. Pines ready, let me blaze. Spend money, what a waste. Times money, money pays. You ain't ready for the 8th, she ain't ready for the 8th.
Yeah, they hate when you elevate. You're stacking up losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly, I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate.
My God, he's a viral! The best in the game!
We got a special surprise for you, Maui Snake subbing in. We've finally got rid of Harry. It's been a mammoth task, but he's been relieved of duty for the moment. Thank you very much, Mr. Russell. Hello, Mr. Ellenberg. How are you?
I'm great. I just got off a plane. I just got in the venue. This is a great space, obviously. I don't know what's going on in this game, if I'm being completely honest, but I'm going to enjoy it regardless.
That's okay. Well, we can fill you in. Myself and Adam have been watching the whole thing. Ancient was the first map. It was Big Clan's pick, and Cole smashed them on it. It was a very one-sided affair. Maybe I'm being a bit too dramatic, but it definitely felt like it was Cole's from the start. This, a different kettle of fish. I mean, already swapping sides, you can see that there was a 10-5 half, and we've got Big Clan just 6 rounds away from taking us to a third.
I talked to Anton, the analyst for Complexity, just in the meantime, and he said that it was looking good in the beginning. They were up 5-2, and then a landslide of big rounds, it seems like.
Yeah, it was a lot of near misses as we're off to that T-pistol, and Big Clan always like to do something special, quite geeky. They've naded off the door, and they park Keto, just going for a little look, just a investigation. That's what he's ready for! Bang does nothing on the ladder, and now the whole squad can descend.
Yeah, well, they cut through the first obstacle pretty quickly. Now Floppy's turn, and he just gets swung on. Keto lands a blinder, and big into B. Wow. Grim's turn. Here goes the Julies, setting up around the corner. Favin with the headshot. Big just keep pushing forward. And unfortunately for Complexity, a pistol would have gone a long way. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's happening. Krimbo's down the ladder. Sees out. hallzerk. Oh, that's one of the worst Glock duels I've seen in a very long time. And finally,
how is he winning these?
I don't know how this is. He should have died a long time ago, Maui.
He'll take what he can get.
It's just all body shots.
Hey.
Oh, okay.
All right.
On cue. There. Very nice.
The power of the caster curse.
Doesn't matter, though, really.
Yeah, well, in the grand scheme of things, it will be Big Clan leaving with the round win. Doesn't get much better than that, especially considering they are already in close. Oh my God, hallzerk might get another one if he's feeling adventurous, but not going to go any further. He's drawn the line in the sand as of Big with that win.
Pretty heavy vent dive for a pistol round. You don't usually see that many people going down, and usually, for Fang, you usually have the knife out. It's a freebie, but for some reason he had his gun on the ladder.
Yeah, but now you've got that death, you will be doing the knife next time.
Yeah, surely.
Or just not getting in the vent at all. It's just a little unfortunate. He gets overrun, but a Mag 7 comes out for JT. They've gone for the force spy ID here for Complexity.
Yeah, I mean, hallzerk's kills have actually enabled him to pull out the M4, which is a massive boon to this defense. Faven trying to go dip straight down the vents. They're doing it again. No, JT puts the Mag 7 into Keto's spine, but 2 have managed to get down uncontested. Rotates are yet to make it down the vent or otherwise. Investigating the lobby. Perfect timing for Grim, but not ready for tabseN. As that bomb is now ticking, but they're running light on players. Krimbo and Faven to do it all. JT's playing it smart. I like this. Yeah, the weapon's been retrieved, but the timing could favor JT. Faven's going to have his head on a swivel. Krimbo needs a multi-kill.
Yeah, his teammates
advancing towards his ramp position. Krimbo turns away, and the fate of the round is sealed. Cole with a second round conversion. They fight back with the force buy, and look what they leave with, Adam. They got themselves, what, an AK, an M4, and a Galil.
Pretty wild to see them pull that one off. Kicks off with JT's Mag 7 as they try and pop down the vent. And then obviously he's actually just staying alive is causing the problem because he's completely isolated Krimbo. He doesn't have a teammate to play with. So JT is a really intelligent play, making it really difficult for that post plant to happen.
I really just love the way that Complexity went for the lobby crunch right then. They isolated the ramp players. They knew that it wasn't 5 that went down the vent, so they have to find those Complexity players somewhere on the map, and they were able to isolate those fights first, then deal with the guys in sight. It's well put, and it's methodical.
Yeah, they've got nothing to celebrate here. Just that P250, couple of flashbangs. They'll see how quickly that 7th for Cole can come through. Krimbo with some nice moves and a zoom. Oh dear.
Gotta love it.
It's style points. It's definitely something to shout about. But Hype's just dancing with 15 HP. Grim's decided he'd rather someone else has a go. As Hype doesn't even want to reload.
There we go.
It is.
Good night. Hype gone. Maui, obviously a big fan of Big. When you're looking at Hype coming in, how are you feeling about that?
I haven't seen what he's done today, but everything that he's done in the past, especially the IEM Rio qualifier, I was watching that one pretty closely. He looked pretty good. He looked really mobile. I like how just kind of proactive he can be in the mid-round. That's something that for young oppers, usually they want to stay put. They want to let their mechanics do the talking. But I like that Hyped actually is being very proactive. He's always making sure that he's taking the fight to his opponents, especially when he's on the CT side.
Yeah, no, we saw a lot of that on the first half of play.
Great.
Yeah, a massive
Confirms what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, 100%. He was up to 18 at the half as a product of some incredibly proactive AWPing. Now, Faven's been flashed into the top site, and JT should be on the chopping block, but no problem. Grim will double up as well, and the top site's safe for another day.
Well, Krimbo, he's got a P250. Let's see what he's got.
He's got...
probably about 10 seconds left.
Say 14. So
I'll take the over. He's a patient boy.
Yeah, Grim's not going anywhere. Neither's JT.
Patient enough to not leave the big system and join another team. And he just waited on that academy roster. Knew that his spot was going to come up. Yeah, that his ticket was going to get called.
It's working, isn't it? I mean, there you go. There's the frag. Took a little longer than expected, but Grim does go down. The hands of that P250. But I mean, yeah, you've got the academy's just getting farmed now. A third component from the academy team.
Yeah, Krimbo is no longer the new guy from the academy team. He's kind of the veteran compared to Hype coming up. Good reunion. But Big's got some money.
You kind of got Keto too. He went in and out.
True, he is. Yeah, I forgot about that. He was like the academy king. He just went down there and smoked for a while.
Oh, he was just farming everybody in that league.
His stats, every time he would like stand in for Big, you would just look at the stat comparison. He would just have like a 2.0 rating at times. It's kind of wild.
It did definitely lead him to coming back with a bit of a bang as well. I think you just you've been trashing on those teams. Ooh, different variation from Fang. Molly's the roof. Keeps himself safe, responsible for yard. hallzerk in support of him. He's going to be coming up secret as Hype's made it clear there is presence towards the lobby still.
It's Keto's play outside that could get them a lot of space here. He's not going to be walking through the smokes into the warehouse, instead just taking top secret control, and he can stay here. He can lay activate. He can be a really important pivot piece for Big later in this round.
Yeah, but now they need to get that main body of the assault sorted. They're very light on nades, some flashes towards the CT vent perhaps to get them out. I mean, I guess ramp is still an option.
That's pretty much the only way you connect with Keto is by going ramp, but they're really posturing for some kind of A-hit here. In fact, it looks like Big are not entirely sure what they want to do. They've got Hyped lining up something.
Do you pull Keto back and try and get him to go in main? Well, the fights are happening right now. tabseN towards outside. Finds this, just going to smoke himself out, and this does give that space to play with tabseN, and now hallzerk's down on the lower bomb side. He's going to get away with the first kill on Keto. And tabseN doesn't want anything to do with that. And now his teammates are trying to get out the squeaky door, but what a quick shot from Hype. He's going to try and continue forward. He walks right into JT, who gets a double. And now with that Molotov, Hyped is separated away from his teammates. He'll go again, and Hyped is showing some flair. Whoa, lovely shots coming in from Hyped. Unfortunately, the rest of his team don't get involved, but he's making a statement when he's finally here in Tier 1 CS.
Oh, that was an explosive round from Hyped. Love to see that.
Man, that's a little glimpse of what we are expecting to come. I'm looking forward to seeing this guy.
Yeah, I mean, they've just managed to plug one-to-one a flashy AWPer with a flashy AWPer. hallzerk delivering what was required. It was JT, a magnificent two-piece. And there's floppy for the close, but Hyped was doing everything within his power to pull Big Clan into that one.
Yeah, that's one of those rounds for Big, though, that if they were able to find that kill towards lower, I think Complexity would have been completely left without a paddle. Okay, wait a second. Pretty fast play towards outside now. And a 1-for-1. Big are pretty happy about that.
Yeah, recover a weapon. They're not going to commit. They're going to come back and just reset. Figure out what is available to them. They got one smoke, one flash in terms of utility. tabseN is leading the charge on 2 HP. What kind of bodyguard guard and escort Krimbo around the map here with the M4 at the back. Maybe a contact play in towards A. See, wherever they go here, they're just likely to get melted. But maybe if they can be pretty explosive about this, it might overwhelm JT.
They might have picked the right option. JT's here by himself.
Yeah.
Well, here's the pins being pulled, alerted towards the hut. Holds down for 2. Finally, Krimbo makes quick work of him with the M4 when it's his turn to peek. 2 versus 3.
Yeah, I can't help but feel that the double was necessary from JT. Krimbo still has that M4, and Favin's found one too. 9 bullets left for Favin. It's floppy. Times it to perfection as they both double up on the hut.
He's been great so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's a safe pair of hands on that rotate in. The 10th round secure as Complexity forging quite a comeback on this defense.
Yeah, floppy on map 1 was incredible. A little bit quiet here in the second, so that kind of multi-kill will get him up into the mix of the rest of his team, and hopefully we see a bit more floppy here in the second half.
He hasn't had too much to do. It's been a lot of just A hits, a lot of just testing of Grim and JT's defense over there so far. But it's nice to see that in the late round he's able to come up with the multi-frag. Krimbo there with Favin trying to just create some kind of plan, trying to get someone into the rafters. They know they needed a home run play like that, and even though the timing wasn't with them, it's still some plan is better than no plan. That's the old saying.
You can see considering aggression across the map. They were towards Trophy and considering hut.
Here goes hallzerk. He wants to get involved in the fight, but if he continues moving forward, you'd have to favor Hype taking this kill. In the meantime, Krimbo has found his way down the vent. And this is the fight. hallzerk misses the shot, and now he's under a lot of pressure. He has to try and get back. He'll use the smoke to cover off, and Grim, he gets aggressive into hut and pulls that kill back, so now 1-for-1.
It's a really intuitive play from Grim. Aware there was a distraction afoot, and there's something fishy afoot here. Grim got a lot on his plate, and he eats them all with the spray. Quad from Grim. Let's go, baby.
That is Complexity Grim right there. That's not what you would have seen on Liquid. This is him when he's unlocked, unleashed himself. He is such a different beast now when he's playing with this team. So much confidence. The single peek right there into hut by himself, and then the multi-frag on top of it. I mean, he's always had the mechanics, but now he just has all the will.
Yeah, it's so good to see him in this environment because Complexity, we've seen them around for a few weeks here in Malta. They've been boot camping here, preparing for this tournament, and you can just tell the vibe. He doesn't look sad. He doesn't look kind of unsure of himself. He's set up and he feels like he's in a great team environment. I think that is so important for a player like Grim, who has to feel confident inside of the team and feel part of the group. And look what's done. Look at what he's capable of pulling off when he's given those opportunities.
Yeah, there is no doubt about that. Grim definitely kind of unlocked within this Complexity roster, and a statement perhaps about the power of building a team dynamic, feeling seen, feeling as though your contributions are valid and wanted. hallzerk throwing out that incendiary. He's been the talk of the town.
Yeah, Hooksy explained that one pretty well.
I love that.
When he was on the cast. Just how this gives the CT so many options in terms of what sort of aggressive posturing they could make.
Oh, but tabseN's coming straight out of the hut. We need to see a clean one from Grim. He's getting run down, sprayed on down. The smoke too good. His screen was grey, and JT trying to send a couple more to the depths.
He actually gets away with a dink there towards the end on the fallback. Now hallzerk. Oh, this is crazy. Running over the top, the tech. Oh, he's giving him the gunsling. And hallzerk. What an incredible play, but Krimbo rips it out of his hands, and Complexity still loosed around. Oh my goodness, that had everything.
Oh, if you had one more bullet in the Tech-9, Adam, that could have been a different round as well. Forced to pull out the AWP. JT's so low in the 1v1. Let's recap how crazy. He has the AWP on his back and just solves it with the pistol. Great stuff from Krimbo. Wow, that second shot, we caught that.
Filth. Wow.
Damn, Krimbo just pops off. It's Hyped and Krimbo who have had some ball terror deliveries over the course of this map to keep Big in it. They want to take it to 3. That is a statement of intent.
Wow, I was getting vintage Olaf flashbacks there with hallzerk with the Tech-9. that was some of the best. Yeah, some of the best Tech-9 work I've seen in a while, actually. But man, Krimbo one-ups him.
And like, knowing the call was there's someone low, and so he goes for the long-range duel. He's got 2 beneath him. He's seen them in his peripheral vision, and to go for the long-range tap first, ooh, extra sexy Counter-Strike. Very cool. And it seems we are ready to be getting underway. Round 24, we are really at the business end of Nuke now. Vertigo waiting in the wings should we require it. Tech-9 on tabseN again. That's a deliberate decision. Is there pace behind it? They're going to have deterred Grim from the vents after that previous death of his. He's actually backside with a good nade, and the molly can follow. Oh, he's played it well. They are ahead of it. One slips the net. A good headshot, but burned to the crisp. There's an advantage is held on to here, Dinko.
Yeah, the Complexity getting 2 kills even from that initial engagement is perfect, and floppy just brings out the turret, holds it down, and gets 3 kills so far in this round. But it's Krimbo. It's been quite incredible throughout this series. Big clutch ahead of him here.
Yeah, is he 1v4 incredible? I don't know.
The bomb's in their possession
HP,
too.
And yeah, bomb right there in front of the enemies. JT bodyguarding that with a nice crossfire established. So yeah, he's going for an adventure. He's going to stretch his legs, make sure he gets his steps in. How close are you to getting your steps in today, Maui?
I haven't moved too much.
Yeah.
I've just been
on a plane?
sitting on planes. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Well, when are you going to start believing in Krimbo?
When he kills one of these 2 players and doesn't immediately die to a trade, that would be probably when the belief starts.
Okay, that's fair.
It's quite difficult to get in that position, I think.
Yeah, no, well, most probably.
And the time is definitely working against him.
He's going under the stairs, isn't he?
Complexity have been tracking their steps lately, though. Speaking to them yesterday, they're keeping that up. And that's why Grim had to do a couple of walks of shame, which we'll see in the future. But here comes Krimbo, and he does go down to floppy immediately. So 4K secured with the AUG purchase. I think that's great value.
Really great opening call there from Complexity. They had hallzerk at the ramp, and that allowed floppy to just rotate instantly up towards heaven. If they didn't have that extra defender on that A side, I think Big's unlocking or just opening this thing up. Very nice. And man, he's like making the AUG look really easy.
Yeah, that's the beauty of that scope when utilized correctly.
Well, T-side timeout taken for Big ahead of this one. They've still got utility across every player, apart from Hyped, and they'll take a hit on Keto as to go to the Galil. But God be having his say.
A lot to consider for Big. A lot of the plays that they've been running haven't involved too much down secret. They tried doing that little pump fake with Keto going down that one time, but they haven't really worked on unlocking all of outside. Like, no one's even really gone for the heaven wrap either. Seems like the playbook is still wide open for Big, the potential at least. It's been a huge focus on these A plays.
Yeah, you can see they're going through the flight paths now. Faven's going to silo. Might be something quick towards the main roof. It is.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, this is going to pick up the pace. This is going to get exciting quickly as aggression from the tees towards that ramp position. Floppy's been rotated off.
Floppy's just going to hold some range. He comes back over to ramp. Just at possibly the perfect time here because the pack of big players is about to come through. And Floppy's AUG is very committed. Is this an angle they're ready for? The first player certainly is in, but Krimbo able to trade. Now comes Fang.
Oh, he's got posted up an enemy AWPer. If he goes too wide, he's a dead man. Fang, restraint from the Canadian.
And Baker canceling. They're dropping back.
He can at least call that. That's a huge informational load relieved for Cole. hallzerk still has to acknowledge it, it seems, as this duet on the top site.
I don't feel good about Big's chances if they come into this top site right now. This setup looks pretty good. There's no Molotov to clear out Grim from the CT vent, so he's able to just stand here, and with JT's help from the back of the site, this could be a massacre.
Yeah, it could be. JT needs to be the first contact, though. Grim cannot afford.
And he is with the way he's playing. He's getting that early info. So Grim can just stay tucked at CT vent. Then they're going to be distracted. They're going to be looking at JT. That sets up Grim, but he only gets one.
Yeah, Krimbo did a lot there, mate. This is going to be really tight. As JT goes for the fight, he's gone down. Sight should be open for business now. Fang and hallzerk out from heaven. Fang gets the one. It's still Krimbo saving him. And it's a no-scope head-to-head. Hype prevails. Big Clan off the back of the timeouts. 2 timeouts in 2 rounds. Finally, they break their silence. It has been a run. 2 rounds of the last 3, though, going Big's way.
That was a really strong crossfire for Complexity. You think that it would work in that kind of situation, but just clean shots from the Big side. And then at the very end, Hype, he had no idea where to look. He was confused about where hallzerk was coming from, but then that no-scope was paramount.
Yeah, he's just got the reactions to deal with it. But that most important kill was from Krimbo. Like, the trade on Grim is just instant. He's just found so much impact here, Krimbo, throughout this game. 25 and 16 at the moment. Top of the board.
It's very far from sunshine and rainbows now for Cole. So early, or rather, sorry, it's so late in the game to be so broken. Far from ideal. 1400 for JT. He's sitting there wondering, right, I'm either double eco or we're really going to give them 14 and 15. Going to have to find an answer as they do concede a full eco right at the pointy end of round 26. Should be 14. Keto knows, rocking that MAC-10. It definitely feels like Big Clan have had a firmer grip of Complexity than we saw in the first half.
I'll be real. I'm a little surprised Keto is just buying a MAC-10 like this. Like, this could have easily been a force from Complexity, but...
Yeah, well, he's farming, though.
Yeah. I mean, it was the right option, though.
Time to make some money for Keto. Sometimes the gamble pays off, you win big. Sometimes it doesn't. Keto comes through with a nice double, and that's the round.
Yeah, pretty clean conversion from Big. Complexity, a lot of work to do. And you can see that Big are just hammering this A side over and over again. And with JT having 1450, this upcoming round is not going to get any easier for him. He's got to have nades to try to use that counter utility. But then if he gives up on having a good weapon, what good are those nades if you can't shoot anybody?
Yeah, what good is a MAC-10 as well? So Keto, he's made perfect use of that. He's gotten the information, and he's gotten 2 kills. So Gun has paid for itself. And his team will close the round. It's perfect. 14 now to 12 as Big look to take us to Vertigo. And as you were highlighting, yeah, JT, 3,300 is just peanuts. It's going to have to be an MP9. Everyone else will be equipped with something a bit more packing a punch, but a big round ahead of us here. Complexity a must win. And the AWP is out for Hyped. Get to see that T-side AWP, see what the call is. I mean, we've been seeing, as you've already highlighted, the leniency towards these top site takes, and it is looking something similar again.
Yeah, it's quick. It's very quick indeed. Big tossing out all the utility already. And Hype looking for some aggression in towards Hut. There has been a few moments where they've thrown that in. JT maybe getting a bit aggressive, and Hype, ooh, exposes himself to the rafters, and that's Grim with the opening. Krimbo down the vent again.
Oh, yeah, he did that silently, unconfirmed as well. The CTs just do not know. This is a real opportunity for Krimbo. Does he want to clear secret side? It's going to take a lot of time for him to do so, and nobody home. As they want to do what? Wall of smokes with already full secret info? That's interesting. I mean, Fang's definitely not ready for this on Unbreakable.
Oh, I wonder what Krimbo decides to do from this spot.
Did they cancel the wall because he called it?
He's just calling his
Surely, yeah.
Just going contact.
Surely you don't throw it at this point. Oh, they just got the one. Oh, this is perfect.
He can peek over.
Yeah, he can look over the top of this. He climbs up on top, and Blue Fang unloads onto one. Keto with a swift reply. 47 seconds left. hallzerk peering over the smokes, not seeing anything until tabseN comes into his crosshair. Now just down to 2 players.
Yeah, that smoke did the opposite of help.
Yeah. Kind of sold them out, didn't it?
It really, I mean, it made their intentions clear and gave him a favorable duel over it. It is perfect if he's lockers, perfect if he's hell. Sucks if he's unbreakable. That really did not work out well for them. You could see that they were planning to initially be quite diligent with the smokes, but now, look what it's led to. Hold on, hold your horses. Krimbo is in the server. 28 and counting. This young gun is looking for more fun.
Here's some information towards ramp. Keto's gone towards the double doors. It's a difficult round to pull off here for Big.
That's better.
Yeah, Keto forced away, can't hold his position any longer, so a swift reposition up towards the rafters. Krimbo still thinking about ramp, and he gets that fight. Krimbo with the kill, turns around, Keto helps out, and they pulled it off! Somehow Big find a way to 15 in the most unthinkable way.
What a recovery. That was all said and done after the initial exchange outside. Krimbo and Keto combine forces for a impossible 15th. We'll recap that here. Krimbo into the site onto Floppy, and that was where the hallzerk card started to tumble. hallzerk goes down, and it's Keto with 4 HP, double spray on the decon. Outrageous. Look at God B. He's a happy chappy. That's forced the last time out of Complexity, and now, yeah, backs truly are against the wall. Well, look at the cash. We're talking 3K max. What are you supposed to do to defend your honor? 3 consecutive CT rounds required, and it's timeout after timeout. In fact, this one a tech. Looks like Big just needed to adjust those headphones.
Yeah, there's still obviously more game to be played for Complexity, but that was as good as it was going to get.
Yeah.
Like 4 versus 2,
that spot.
You have a player on that lower silo, and for him to not come up with anything more, I mean, just credit the flashes, though, or the flash from Keto, that right there into that valley to blind Floppy. It's such a unique angle, and yet it was able to come up with that opener. And man, for Krimbo to go down like that earlier, to just give him that space, even give him the idea, it just spells out a mid-round so clearly for tabseN. Just like that he's able to find those kinds of holes, those kinds of gaps.
Well, it's not looking great for Complexity to try and pull this one all the way back. They've got a very long road in this first fight. Oh, Fang actually wins it. The UMP takes down the AK. And that can be upgraded. He'll grab that because of the smoke. And he can slink on down towards Secret. If he actually gets a chance here on
He's got a
Favin.
favorable angle on Favin there. But I would not count any chickens before they hatch here after the previous round.
That's very true.
Still unidyllic in the weapon department. hallzerk rocking that hand cannon. One dig and he's cooking. But I'm starting to think he's... Oh dear! hallzerk exposed and the smoke does go down, and this still can go wrong. Big set for success. And tabseN go around the well with the bomb on his back, no less. This is a brave maneuver. Supported by Hyped. These two, open rifle. JT is not expecting this. Someone has to acknowledge it. It is going to be JT responsible, but FAMAS, how far will it get him? JT,
for a second.
traded. We need one on the MP9. He's going for the no-scope. Hyped holds his nerve and hits the scope. 20 seconds, Fang, he will go down. Krimbo secures it, and Big Clan take us the distance. 31 frags from Krimbo. He's not the new kid on the team anymore, and he delivers in buckets and spades. We need 3.